I want to get a breakfast sandwich.
Where?
I don't know. I might order something. I'm really bad at feeding myself.
You're fine at it. I'm telling you right now. I'm looking at you. You're fine.
That's not right to talk like that.
I'm telling you, you don't have a problem.
Fair enough. People are getting...
You want a problem? And I have to go there sometimes and tell you don't have a problem. I'm looking at you. You have no problem feeding yourself.
Okay, no worries then.
Okay. Otherwise, you want me to agree? Like I have to be in your face about it, or
but
you think you have the problem?
Is it so black and white of like, I'm not saying I have to be like emaciated, but I can have a problem feeding myself.
No, it is black and white. You would be emaciated.
No,
there are people with anorexia.
Dog?
Yeah, there's a dog in there.
It looks dead. Oh, there's no dog in there. Well, then what's that fur?
What fur? Oh, it's his toy.
Well, the toy looks like him. That's funny. That's like cannibalism of it.
Thank you so much. I actually don't mind this at all. Oh, yeah. This is great. This looks great.
So, I'm wearing my sunglasses inside. It's a chill Sunday, you guys. And we spent the whole car ride. Robbie, do you want to talk about what we talked about? Okay. So, we're not going to talk about that. And we went to an amazing party this week. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I love luxury. I'd like to live in Beverly Hills. I'd like to hire people. I'll pay them $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Masseuse. Okay, if you had live-in help, so to speak.
Cleaning lady.
Cleaning, masseuse.
No.
To me, no,
What's
I'm
that?
telling mine. A masseuse.
I would want a chef.
Yeah, I want a chef. I want a bike/car repairman.
No, stupid.
Okay, well, I'd like to have one.
You're making up stuff. Like, be
I'm
real.
saying
What do you really want?
I
Don't
would
be funny. What do you really want?
Okay, fine. I can go to the car shop. But by the way, I'm allowed to be funny.
No.
Yes. And then I do want a doctor.
Yes.
I'd like to have a doctor on campus. An oncologist with an MRI machine. And a personal trainer.
Yes. You need that.
Okay. What do you mean when you say that type of stuff?
What?
What do you mean when you say that type of stuff? Robbie pulled me aside at the party, I believe, and said, you know, if I really thought you were ugly or whatever, I wouldn't be saying that you are.
That's true.
So what do you get out of saying that I'm ugly?
I'm just like, what I'm doing is what's the word when you're commiserating with someone? I feed into your commiserations. You have all these issues. So I go, you know what? You're right. You do.
But that's not commiserating with someone. Commiserating with someone is like you have sympathy and you're like relating.
Well, I can't relate to being ugly.
Chewing right into the mic. In the last episode, I could hear you breathing a lot in the mic. When you came back from the bathroom, you were quite out of breath. Do you push?
I take deep breaths when I'm in the bathroom.
Oh, that's probably really good for you.
Yeah. I try and take, since my top surgery, basically when my top surgery got approved, I didn't even put it through insurance. But they said, well, you know what, we put everything through insurance, so there's a chance you get approved and then we'll get you the money back. It ended up being a scam. Dr. Garamoni got approved for insurance, kept the insurance money, and charged me. So, it is what it is. But I did get approved. The reason was because my pre-op appointment, I have to take a deep breath, son, and I'm thinking about it.
Wait, what is this?
You're supposed to listen to your breath. You close your eyes, you close your ears. Helen Keller breath.
Ay, ay, ay. That's tough to hear.
That feels unbelievable. Try and do a Helen Keller breath.
I'm going to do a normal calming breath. I
nice?
can't breathe so deep.
Well, maybe you have the same issue. So I had my pre-op appointment.
Uh-huh.
They basically, if you get surgery, you have to just like qualify for surgery. Any type of surgery. That your heart isn't, whatever.
Mm-mm.
And they, my lungs were not at full capacity because I had been binding for so long.
Wow.
That actually your lungs, they can atrophy. It takes time, but they weren't it wasn't as severe as that, but they were not utilized to their fullest extent.
Did you feel like you were having trouble breathing when you were
No,
binding?
you don't even notice it over years. You're just breathing slower. So now I try and breathe big to really feel you really, like he said, he really wanted me to do yoga after. The surgery would really alleviate my breathing and make my respiratory function just better. Mm-hmm. So he said, really take a huge breath, really feel your lungs totally fill up and release them. So I try and do it multiple times a day.
That's really sweet. In second grade, my entire curriculum was about Chinese foot binding.
Yeah.
Do you remember
It's
that?
so insane with the toes like this. Like,
It's brutal.
why did we always go through China? Like, these are the tribes. The Chinese foot binding, the ladies with the long necks, the rings.
I don't know about the
Tibetan,
ladies
like,
with
tribes. Like, they have, like, long rings around their neck. It was always on, like, Guinness World Record books.
Oh, I don't know about that. It was just like my school was very.
Mo, you remember the ladies with the
National Geographic.
National Geographic.
No, I don't know about that. My curriculum was as follows: reading, kindergarten, and first grade. Second grade was Chinese foot binding. Third grade was Native American history. Fourth grade was science, I think. Fifth grade was ancient Egypt. Sixth grade.
You know what I think? Every grade
reading
was
again.
a bit of everything. I don't believe that you had one topic.
No, we really focused in on one topic, like, so much.
Hey, you shaved your legs.
Yeah, after you said some horrible stuff about my leg hair, I shaved my legs.
Oh, good. So see, it
I
works.
didn't shave my legs for about 7 years, and then when we first started doing this podcast,
But you have nice legs. Tan.
stop. You were like, "That's disgusting," and I was like,
Meanwhile, do I shave my legs? No.
"Yeah, but I have thicker hair than you." I don't know what I want anymore. Okay, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. It's like you send me.
So-
No, well, obviously I'm cutting this, and Mo will heed that. But I'm not.
I really hope you can keep a lot, because the thing is I do so much to try and pop off this podcast, be vulnerable, be real with our people.
You talk
People-
about things you want to talk about. If there were things that you didn't want to talk about, you wouldn't talk about
Okay,
it.
so let's talk about things I don't want to talk about.
Okay, what do you not want to talk about? I
See, I
asked
tell
you,
everything-
do you want to talk about the conversation we had in the car? You said no. I
No,
respect
because we've
it.
talked about it at length, but also it's not interesting. It's like you going through your curriculum of the second grade.
That was interesting, right, Mo?
No, it
It's
wasn't.
anecdotal. It's
Okay,
adding color.
It is with another eclipse story.
It's crazy what the type. People were like, actually, the eclipse story would have been good if Robbie hadn't interrupted so many times, but it interrupts my flow, and it's hard for me to have confidence. Also, people are sick of us just fighting constantly.
Yeah, do you think they are? Like, what
They
is
are.
this podcast? So should we have more topics?
That's why I have the advice stuff ready.
But I thought
We're
doing that
too
for the
navel
Patreon.
gazy.
Do you know what?
No, the people.
Read this, because I sent it to you. I'm going to read this. If this lady listens to the pod.
Oh, yes. And I'm actually familiar with her work.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay, what did I send you? So apparently this person wants to be six figs. Oh, no, her name is
Abby?
Howe. That's Abby, like Abbey Road. Howe. Howe. That's H like Hoffman. O like Ottawa. W like
Water.
water. And E like Egypt or E. coli. Rob, you guys need to have an Anagram guru on the pod to talk about your Enneagram and Rachie's.
Have
Do
you heard
know
of this
about
before?
this? No. When I listen to you both, I always just think neither of them are narcissists. Or this, or that, or the other. Rob is an 8, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. And Rachie is probably a 4.
I know I'm
One
a 4. I've
exclamation.
been told
Explains
this.
it all, lol.
You
communicate. Let me finish the message. And
Okay,
you tell
sorry.
us. You communicate directly. She's talking about me. Rob, you communicate directly and you're impatient, but you have a heart of gold. Rachie thinks something is wrong with her and she wants to belong, etc. It's truly just a wiring from childhood trauma. Anagram Abby is great. So Anagram
I hate these types of messages. I'm so
Abby.
sick of it.
Abby, if you want to come on the pod,
Abby, we'd love to have you on the pod. Let me read your Enneagram type and then I'll read mine, okay?
okay, how do you know how to find our Enneagram?
What? You're taking it right now? Okay, Mo, our producer, will tell us what Enneagram he has, but I'm not sure
How do you
anyone
know
will
our
be interested.
Enneagram?
Well, I just looked. She said I'm a 4, which I've heard before,
Oh,
and
there's-
you're an 8.
Okay.
It's like a personality quiz, but it's like people are really obsessed with it. Okay. Enneagram type 8 in brief. The challenger.
8 and what?
In brief.
In brief.
Saying.
Okay.
You're the challenger. 8s are self-confident, strong, and assertive, protective, resourceful, straight-talking, and decisive, but can also be egocentric and domineering. 8s feel they must control their environment, especially people, sometimes becoming confrontational and intimidating. 8s typically have problems with their tempers and with allowing themselves to be vulnerable. At their best, self-mastering, they use their strength to improve others' lives, becoming heroic, magnanimous, don't know that word, and inspiring. Basic fear. Well, this is whatever. Okay, that's the general.
Wow, so a wonderful person. Hero.
Jesus Christ.
Did you hear hero?
Yeah, I'm not
Wonder what yours
commenting
says.
on
What's
that.
number 4? 1 exclamation mark only. I got 4.
Robbie.
Read 4.
I'm getting to it.
But you're typing something.
I kept clicking on the wrong thing
You're
for some
typing
reason.
something.
You know something?
What?
I just want us to relax a bit. Okay, 4. I'm 4, the individualist. The sense.
Yes, the individualist. Yet I'm the narcissist. Do you see the projection? It's crazy. It's the first word. She's a narcissist.
Robbie.
Go ahead. That was unbelievable. I love Enneagrams.
It's exhausting.
Please,
it's
of course, it's exhausting to be a narcissist.
No,
it's nonstop. It's nonstop.
You know what?
It's
I'm
nonstop.
gonna privately show you messages I receive, and we'll
Okay,
just
I'll
put it all to
privately show
rest.
you. Don't even worry.
Okay, great.
Don't even worry.
All right, great. 4s are self-aware, sensitive, and
Really,
reserved.
read from the beginning again. 'Cause-
I am.
No, what's it called?
Enneagram type 4 in brief.
Yeah, what's it called?
No, I'm not. I'm
Read
not.
that.
No.
What is it from
4?
start to
No,
finish?
because you're gonna do some.
No,
sort
I'm
of-
not going to say
it's
anything.
exhausting.
I promise.
They heard
watch
it.
Trust.
No,
Just say it.
I'm not indulging.
Just say it.
4s.
Just say it.
You can
Mo,
say it.
what was it?
You
What
can
was
say it,
called?
Robbie,
Number 4.
because whatever this
The
is,
individualist.
Mo,
Okay,
why are
go
you
on.
indulging?
He
Everyone's
did,
indulging
because
Robbie.
he heard it and he agrees, and he's a person.
Okay,
in the
no
room.
one
We don't
wants to
ignore the
listen to
producer.
this.
Okay, go on.
Okay, but I actually don't want commentary from you.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm going to listen.
4s are self-aware, sensitive, and reserved. They are emotionally honest, creative, and personal, but can also be moody and self-conscious. Withholding themselves from others due to feeling vulnerable and defective, they can also feel disdainful and exempt from ordinary ways of living. They typically have problems with melancholy, self-indulgence, and self-pity. I think this is all pretty accurate.
Yep.
But
Same.
it also, Robbie, it's like yours said egocentric and like what, and
Can
I'm
be
not.
very small amounts. Yours says
No, that's not what it
individualistic,
said
and
at
you're above
all.
the law, and you don't listen. You think you're too good to live how people live.
That's not what it says at.
Yeah, I
all.
heard it loud and clear.
No,
I think we all heard it.
It's like I can't. It's like I can't. Can we please just have a podcast where we use our personalities to talk about stuff?
Okay, what do you
instead
wanna
of
talk
just
about?
navel gazing on
Well,
our
I
relationship.
said, let's. I would be so good in your. I'm actually so Team Rachie, especially romantically. You know, I want you to be in
I
love.
don't want
But have
to
I only
talk
advocated for you to be in
about
love?
That.
Have I only
Let's go to
advocated-
the advice.
And did I tell you Gabby might have some dimes for you? Oh, somebody clarified what dime meant.
Yeah, it means a 10.
It means a 10. It's 10 cents. No,
I didn't
you
know.
didn't have an answer last time. No, he didn't have.
To
Mo
me,
didn't
a
know.
dime, I'm thinking about, what is it, 40 ounces of weed or whatever? How much is it?
Right.
Wait, a dime is a 10 cent.
Fabulous.
I don't know.
All right, it's too much talking. Okay.
It's too much talking on a podcast.
All right.
Wait, but real quick, a dime,
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. She's
Yeah.
a 10. Exactly. But you know that I advocate for your love.
Okay.
Like literally for you to be loved and in love, right? You know this?
Yeah.
Personally, do I not talk about this all the time, how you deserve that?
Not all the time.
But enough times.
You want
Do you want me to
to
talk about it more?
No, I don't want you to talk about it more.
Okay, what would you like to talk about, Rachel?
We have advice questions.
Okay, so take the questions.
Okay,
You
so I
haven't read
have
any of the
them.
questions.
Well, it's been impossible. Okay, I need to do the deep breath thing.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I think you're going to develop a lot of habits.
It's like there are
for me.
things I would say, but I know you're just going to attack me.
No, so say. I won't attack you. So
Well,
tell
I'm
me,
curious
what's
if I have an addiction to cortisol, which is a stress hormone.
it?
Because,
How do you get it? How do you consume that?
well, you just put yourself in stressful positions or situations, and your body like releases the stress hormone, and you feel it. Can be like fight or flight or whatever, and I really feel it often when we're talking.
I feel the same thing. I feel something really, really. I have to say, I think
it's
I
really
feel
coming
something
from
very
you.
high stress. High stress. You know, we really didn't think enough about doing this together. I think we didn't. Let us be a testament to if you're thinking of doing something with someone, maybe think
Maybe
again.
don't. Maybe take a pause.
Take a pause because you know what? We didn't really think of it.
I'm
We
gonna
kind
die
of
younger because of this.
Yeah, like I don't know if there's going to be a negative. I don't know what kind of an imprint on me as a whole this will have. You think this is a good thing for our career or a
No.
bad thing?
I think it's bad.
So you think we should quit it?
No, we can't.
Do you actually think it's bad for our career?
No, not really. But I think, those types of I think we invite people to really comment on our lives in a way that is like just destabilizing.
Why? What do they say? So they must send you some pretty egregious
No.
messages. People are very supportive of me, and I just want to shout out to all the people who send me such nice messages and who see what I'm dealing with on
Look
on
how
a
I'm
weekly
sinking down.
basis.
I'm just like beaten to a pulp.
No, I just
You beat me to a pulp.
I haven't beat you. I picked you up. I gave you a lift. I mean,
I bought
This
you
is-
coffee.
thank you because
I brought Mo a
Because,
donut.
by the way, why did you get coffee too? You also moved the podcast schedule 2 hours up.
I asked kindly, can we please move it up because I have a job now and I need to do work later.
But then I said, if you don't tell me what the job is, no
Right.
lift.
So we can talk about that. So Robbie's
Okay.
harassing me into telling her what the job is. Meanwhile, she never tells me what her job is. So
No, because I have jinxing. You don't have jinxing.
well, I've learned it from you a bit.
I know. So you're developing bad habits. You're learning the jinxing, and you're also taking the deep breaths now, which I think is a good habit. But it's like,
I've
notice
done it
I've learned
twice.
nothing from you.
I don't think that that's true at all.
What have I learned from you?
You've learned to I think we've processed some of your emotions. I think you're learning to try to listen more. I think you're learning how much work it takes sometimes to do stuff. What do you think? What brand are these shoes? I keep thinking it's Lanvin.
Yeah, it is Lanvin.
Oh,
Yeah, these are Lanvin.
I didn't know they made shoes. I thought they made scarves.
Yeah, no, Lanvin. I got them used, vintage, really good deal. But they're like $600 shoes that I got for $30.
That's a great deal.
It was a great deal. We actually switched the tag on it. It was supposed to be $110.
I do that with plants at
But
Home
it
Depot.
Yeah, it was literally it was a closing. The whole store was closing. What's it called? Final sale.
I don't
Going
believe
out of
that a
business.
lot of times. I see that sign on the street
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
think
like,
it's a
that's
ploy.
Boy Who Cried Wolf.
Yeah, no, but it was mayhem. It was a vintage store in New York that I went with my friend Natalie. Natalie's been on the pod, friend at the pod. And it was just ransacked. Like the place was, and I just saw these on top. You know when there's like clothing racks and then on top they have shoes? I
Yeah.
saw these.
What store was it?
I can't remember. It was like in the city. And they were 110 under or something. But the stickers were all coming off of everything. Nothing
Yeah.
little red, orange price tag stickers. Like nothing, not stapled, nothing. And then on the floor there was one for 30. And Natalie said, yeah, like I was like the sticker's coming off. I would have to walk with the shoe and the sticker. Once I'm walking with the shoe and the sticker. So it
It's
took me
anyone's
30.
games.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and they've been such a good shoe. Been wearing them for a couple of years now.
They look great. Do you like wash your shoes or
No.
wipe them?
No, I don't. Do you do that?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I have pebbles in this shoe. It's exhausting.
But you know what? I'm not like terrible. You know, I guess I'm not like skateboarding and stuff.
Right, and you're driving mostly.
I'm driving. And I'm walking, but this is not a walk shoe. This is more my day-to-day shoe. Doing a pod, I'm picking up a smoothie, I'm dropping you off at the gym, whatever. Shall I include you in my daily?
It's so nice. But when have you dropped me off at the gym?
I'm going to right after this, it seems.
Oh, it's so awesome. I love to go to the gym, you guys. I'm a
Which
gym
gym are you
rat.
going to?
Pharos.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know gyms. I don't know why I asked.
Well, it's nice of you to.
I really have to. My gym plan. I wish I had more discipline to eat less crap and to work out, basically.
I started going to the gym when I was 10, which is a huge issue, obviously. My mom would take us after school and we'd just sit around while she worked out because she had just gotten divorced and her whole thing was reclaiming her body
No,
or
your
something.
mother gave you guys eating disorder because your sister was big too.
Sibling.
No, your mother gave you guys like I knew somebody I grew up with like this.
Yeah.
Who actually pointed out to me that I always, and we've talked about this, that I've had big friends for whatever reason. But I think because of the struggle of being a big kid, like my best friend growing up was big, but her mother was so hard on her about it. It was like the craziest thing. Like
My mom wasn't hard about it. I think it was insidious, but that even might be too strong of a word. It's just like when you're growing up with someone who has issues, you also often take them on.
yeah,
So that's more what it was. It was living by learning by example.
her mother was egregious. Had pictures of Halle Berry
I
in
remember
bathing
this,
suits
yeah.
up and everything. So
That is really tough.
Really,
Maybe her mom
really
was
horrible.
gay, by the way. Maybe it's not about the bodies. Maybe
I'm
she wanted to have
telling you, her
sex with
mother would
Halle.
call her big in front of me, this and that.
Yeah, that's not good.
It was terrible, and her and her sister were always. I think it made them even worse because they just rebelled. The mother had there was no support. Anyway, so Rachel, what's the questions? Are you going to read any of these?
So these are questions from the Patreon. If you join the Patreon, you'll get opportunities like this constantly. I'm constantly checking the Patreon, responding directly to messages. So that's just some interesting thing. So here's the first question. How do I get rid of a terrible roommate? He's on the lease.
Oh my God, this is so bad.
Frame
Can you
him.
say-
Frame
can you
him
say-
for a crime.
I wish I had more context for this. Do they explain anything else?
No. How do I get rid of a terrible roommate?
I need to know how, what's he doing, but I need to know, have you talked to him before and say, hey, this isn't working. Can you move out?
Right. I wonder who was there first. If you were there first, I do feel like you get to lay down the law a bit more. If you're kind of joining on the lease, it's a little bit harder. Don't you
You
think?
have to move.
Yeah, if you're
I'll tell you right now, you must move. No place is worth that. I would rather be in a place the size of this rug that is my own than live with a wilde chaya animal. God knows, I can only imagine what you're living with.
What qualities in a roommate do you think make them a bad roommate?
So I happen to be a terrific roommate. And I know this because I've only had long roommate relationships.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Toronto, I lived with the same roommate for 4 years. We always re-signed it. We never had to think about it. I just lived with him. He was a trans man. I was transphobic a little bit at the time. He bothered me mostly because he was so spoiled, but we really
Spoiled
got to
like he
know
was a
each
rich
other.
kid?
He was a rich kid, but we really, really
How
got
did
to
you
know
meet?
each other. We met. It was on a Facebook group for roommates in Toronto.
I'm never doing that type of stuff again.
And so I met with him, and he had great taste, and he was an architect school, but he lived very differently than me. He lived very entitled. Like his sister got him. I remember he's an architect studying architecture school. He was back at school in his 30s, 31, 32. I mean, who's got the money? Obviously, this is some kid, who can go back and get a master's in architecture, whatever. So he was doing this, and it's very hard to get a job in architecture. There's not that many jobs with AI and whatever, you know what I mean? And his sister gets him the job.
If you want to be an architect, why don't you knock down a couple of buildings and then offer to rebuild them?
That's a good thing. That's good. You go to jail for 30 years first. Arson,
Okay.
or however you got the building down.
So whatever.
Demolition, vandalism. Anyway, and I said, oh, are you going to take your sister out for dinner, send her a bottle of wine? He's like, no. I was like, she puts her neck out for you, gets you a job, and you don't say thank you. He's like, oh, my family, we don't do that. I say, well, you better start.
Literally.
Just because because he's used to being the youngest, his older sister. I said, you're in your 30s. And I said, you get her a bottle. You take it for wherever you want. And he did. So it was things like that. He learned to say thank you a little bit.
Yeah.
I was too insensitive with him at times. I botched many things. Once he had a crush, so he's already working in an architect, and he has a crush on a girl.
The guy in How I Met Your Mother is an architect, I believe.
By the way, this guy had such good taste who I lived with.
Interior design?
Yeah, just everything.
I'm
He
just
was a good
saying,
architect.
is he married now?
Yes.
Yeah, that's How I Met Your Mother vibes.
Yeah, so he had a crush on a girl at work. He's at this firm, this architect firm. I was working like a dog. I was a writer's assistant on that kid's show. And I was doing stand-up at night. I don't think he ever saw somebody work as hard as me. He mentioned that. I remember I don't think he thought that somebody could work. I was like, I would get up in the morning, bike to work, snow and everything. I have my helmet on, put my goggles on. I'm off to work. And he just... I think that, and then he was so good with taste and stuff that he really changed. He always bought tulips,
Oh,
home,
that's
even though they're
fabulous.
$5, $7, but he always had fresh flowers.
That's a trans guy's touch.
Yes, my grandfather died, and we were never emotional. He was always more emotional than me. My grandfather died, and when I came back from the funeral, there was tulips on my nightstand.
That's really
He
sweet.
got me flowers, like it's things like this. But I've insulted him many times. So he had this crush at work. And I'm like listening to him, whatever. And I go, how do you know she's gay? And he goes, why would she be gay? And I was like caught. Because he looked like Mo. He transitioned real passive because he was really tall. He was like 6 feet, which for a woman. I thought he was probably born intersex or something because of his build. He was quite tall already. And quite masculine. So I said, and I just had to chalk up. I said, you know what? I made a mistake and I'm really sorry.
There you go.
I just, there was nothing I could do. I said, I'm so sorry. I figured with that stuff, I don't know how, it was still very early in the conversation too.
Yeah.
And you know what? My mother came to visit us for a week and I decided I wasn't going to tell her he's trans.
Okay.
My mother's saying, because if I tell her,
Yeah.
born female, and then transition to a man, she'll use she her. She'll use she her. So I don't tell my mother. I tell my siblings, don't tell my mother. Because she doesn't know what the hell is going on. You've seen my mother.
It's fabulous.
So I go to my mother. My mother stays the week. Him and her getting along famously. She's making her meals. He's exchanging books.
She stays a whole week?
Yeah, my mother says she comes to the weekends. She goes, I'll be there Thursday, and then I leave Wednesday. I'm like, that's a week. I'm like, that's. She goes, because I like before all the people, and then she comes a week. My mother.
Wow.
When she was here 10 days. You remember when she?
But
was
when
here.
she was staying with you,
Yeah.
where did she stay? You shared a room?
She stayed in my room. I slept on the couch.
Oh, okay.
My mother doesn't even pretend like the couch. I go, Ma, I'll put you in the room. Okay. She goes she would never say no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I would never allow anyway.
Right.
But so my mother, and then we go out. My older sister Chaya, me and my mother, we go to this bluegrass music. My mother loves bluegrass and country music, and so they have live music in those a place. So my mother is excited, and and we're all just enjoying. And my older sister Chaya goes, he's trans, something like this. And my mother goes, you don't think I know? You don't think I know that he was born a man and wants to be a woman? So she thought he was trans the other way.
Oh, wow.
And was misgendering him on purpose, was saying thinking, because he sounds like a little bit like a gay guy.
Yeah.
That can happen sometimes. So she was thinking he was trying to be feminine, but he was born
That is
male.
funny.
And so she was using the right pronouns just because she wouldn't change a pronoun. So she was using he, him anyway. It was actually worked out. I said, great.
That's really amazing.
Shout out to Max. If Max is listening, and I
Shout
won't say
out to
any,
Max.
but you know, that is the truth behind the situation.
What do you think I should change my name to?
Rachy Time Callie too.
It's Kali.
Oh.
You know my full last name is Ben Khalifa.
What?
Yeah.
What is it?
Ben Khalifa, son of the Caliphate.
Ben Khalifa.
Yeah. Well, depending on who you ask my family, it's Ben or Bin.
Ben Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa.
Literally.
You could call it Riz Khalifa.
That's what I went by in high school.
Riz Khalifa?
Yep. Riz Khalifa.
Riz
I'd
Khalifa.
love to change my name to something like that. Riz
I think
Khalifa.
you could be Leslie McGuire.
That's like Irish.
No, Leslie. It's
I
like a
understand,
Lizzie McGuire.
but I'm not a McGuire. Okay, so I hope that answered your roommate question.
You gotta move.
If your roommate
you
is
gotta move.
right.
And
Some
no
of these
roommates.
are so long. Okay, here's a good one. Childhood best friend is cheating on her wife with a bridesmaid from their wedding.
Yeah.
Mistress is also my friend's close friend, so the wife doesn't suspect anything. I feel like I should tell the wife, even if it destroys my friendship. But
Tell
people
nothing,
keep saying it's
nothing.
not my place.
Yeah, it's not your place. And they're right. So stop it. Don't involve yourself. Let these people be animals. And that's it. Okay, these
If
people have
Gabby
no
was
self-
cheating on you, you wouldn't want to know.
From her.
But if
First of all, say chas v'shalom.
chas v'shalom, and then what else? Chas
No, but
v'chalila?
coming
What's
from
that?
another person, you can't get. Yes, you would
To
want to
me,
know,
that's
but
my dream. I'm like, let
To
me
be
catch
cheated
him
on?
red-handed. I'll get it on film. It'll go viral. I'll be on Kelly
Did
Clarkson's
you cheat on your
show.
girlfriend? I know this is that we'll save. It for
I've
the breakup
cheated
episode.
in the past.
Did you cheat in the past, in the recent past?
No, it's been years. But when I was
So you didn't cheat on. Just she might like to hear this clip. This could actually be a clip we keep in. I think. So
I
just
did not.
If
I have
somebody's
not-
out there who dated.
I
who
have
she
not
didn't cheat,
cheated
that's the
in
good news.
years.
You that TV's off. We're okay, even if it's up. Okay, yeah, I always look at it. Something wrong with me.
I have not cheated in years, but when I was first coming out and figuring it out, I did cheat.
So just to confirm on the most recent relationship, that no cheating whatsoever. So that take what you will. That's pretty nice to hear.
All right. So I okay.
What? I think it's not your business. You want to get involved? It's like fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out.
I'm just like
No. We kept our own lane. That's the way we grew up. I'm not snitching. It's like when I was at the store and I saw one of the guys who was driving the cars at the comedy store. They have a lot for the comedians to park in. And it's a very tight lot. And some of the door guys who work
comedian
at the
parking lot. Everyone has clown cars or what?
Well, yeah, they are. And then so they have door guys who have to. Some people are in charge of the lot. They have to drive these cars, fancy cars. I came early for my spot once. It was just me looking at the
Who
lot.
has the nicest car you've ever seen?
Who has?
Like what comedian's
They have
car?
nice cars, all of them. So
Okay.
then, and I heard, I heard a bang. I don't know how to do a car sound.
And nothing you do will compare to a car hitting a car. Okay.
Boom. That's closer.
Yeah,
Go
'cause
ahead
it's like-
with that.
Yeah.
And I look up. He looks at me. I know he just, Maserati into a Tesla. God knows what it was.
Oh my god.
And I look at him and I go,
the new world order into the old.
I didn't see nothing. That's all. I just looked at him. I said, I didn't see nothing. You will not be fired on my watch. I promise you this. I promise you this.
Oh,
I
it
got
was
you.
a worker. Yeah, that's
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm at
I would
work.
keep my mouth
He
shut.
looked at me. I said, nobody saw nothing. He pulled the car back. He parked it. He carried on with night. I said, nobody. I never even. We moved on. It was excellent.
That
It was
is
very
class
quick.
solidarity, by the way. That's how you be an ally. You
That's
let
how you're an
workers
ally.
crash into other people's cars.
That's it. The rich
It's not an
cars, that's it.
issue.
And it's a crazy job they give these guys. The lot is so tiny. It's like playing.
Yeah,
you
it's
ever
like-
play that game?
Yes,
with
yes,
all the
I know
cars and the
exactly.
trucks, and I love that game.
Me too.
I
It's
wish
a
we could
gray
get that
grid
game.
with many colored cars.
Yeah, buses, cars,
yep.
and you move them, and you have to get them.
That's the
so
type of stuff
excellent.
we got to be playing to keep our wits about us.
I want my wits about me. I like.
Well, why
this
don't
game.
we do 1 hour a week, play the card game?
Is this the Patreon? We play the card game?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not doing an extra hour with you a week if we're not recording.
Okay, so you don't want to be friends.
No, we are colleagues.
Okay, that's fine then. I'm going to keep that in mind. Okay, next question. I have become very friendly with my hairstylist, but I've been kind of...
What creepy language. I've become very friendly.
Yes, a little scary.
What
It's
are you,
like
my cousin Gary?
literally...
Scary.
That's like a guy who's like, do you want candy type of thing.
Literally.
Yeah. I've become very friendly with my hairstylist. Oh, okay, whatever. But I've been kind of dissatisfied with the last 4 or 5 haircuts he's given me. I keep bringing in pictures, but I feel like the haircuts I'm receiving don't match them at all. Should I stop seeing him for my haircuts, start buzzing my hair myself again, or find a way to better guide him to what I'm looking for? This is someone who just wanted to ask a question. The answer couldn't be more obvious. It's not your job to teach him how to cut hair. And it's like, first of all, if you're getting a buzz cut as your haircut, you should just buzz it yourself, obviously. Robbie's pissed.
No, I agree. It couldn't be
Stop
more
seeing him for your haircuts or else have an honest conversation with him like you're not doing a good job. This is why I started going to the lesbian hair salon.
I go
Because
to Supercuts on Tuesdays.
every Tuesday?
No, I go every 3 months, but I make sure to go on a Tuesday. It's $10 off.
Oh, that's fabulous. Well, I like going, I don't really go there anymore, but I liked going and I'd be like, I want to look like Timmy or I want to look like Justin Bieber. And they spoke my language. They knew exactly what I wanted.
But
And-
you look like neither. Here's the thing, too.
Well, now,
People ugly as hell will bring in a picture of Jen Aniston and say, make me look like this. It's like, help me help you. You know, you're asking them to do, like, they can't move mountains. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a haircut. So you got to work with what you have. So that's one thing. Stop bringing in these pictures, but also just you stop going and go to Supercuts. That's it. Like, just stop going. There was this conversation the other day that apparently you have to have a conversation. It is etiquette that you have a conversation with your hairdresser if you stop seeing them. No.
it
This is
depends.
transactional. You're friendly. We don't know if they're being friendly with you or it's because of money. As soon as money is involved, it is not a real relationship. This is transactional. The person is having, you can't trust the relationship. They're having a financially motivated relationship with you. So you just stop it. You stop the payments. You stop the relationship. You go elsewhere and stop bringing in these pictures of people you don't look anything like.
Who do
There's
you want to
a
look
reason they're
like?
movie stars and you're holding their picture in your hand walking into the damn Supercuts.
Who do you want to look like?
I like to look like me.
There's not a single celebrity you're like, you know what? You're paired with the best stylist, plastic surgeon in the world. And what are you saying?
Well, body-wise,
Yeah.
I would take a Timmy or a Justin at its best. I think, Timmy is more suited to me or something.
Yeah.
Maybe like an Emil Hirsch.
Don't know who that is.
I know he's a deep dive, but I really like him.
What's his deal?
He was in that movie, The Girl Next Door.
Don't know it.
Paul Dano's in it. It's unbelievable.
Paul
this
Dano's a
movie.
fabulous actor. Talk
Yeah.
about someone who looks a little weird.
Oh, yeah, a little weird. Yeah, why don't you bring in a picture of Paul Dano and say, make me like him, okay? Why don't you
Okay.
be a little more realistic with the pictures? People bringing in Brad Pitt.
I gotta order an egg sandwich.
Okay, order.
I'm
What are you going to order
ravenous.
me?
Do you want an egg sandwich?
No.
What's avo egg? I feel like this
Will
is
you
like...
read the next question while you order and I'll answer?
Yeah.
So that's it. Leave the hairdresser and that's it. Like, people are way too involved with their hairdressers.
Okay.
And you know what? Can I say one more thing about the hairdressing?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. I'm going to say this. I say this with chefs. I say this with different things that I don't know anything about. Cutting hair is not the hardest thing in the world. It just isn't. It just isn't. It's not rocket
I cut
science.
a lot of hair during
We've
the
all cut hair.
pandemic.
Yeah, I grew up cutting hair. It's not that hard. The fact that I can do it, maybe I don't do a great job, but I can do it. I cannot do open heart surgery, but I can give a haircut.
With a little practice.
It might not be the greatest. But I can do it. I can't remove a spleen. Okay, you die. I remove your spleen, you're gone. You're gone. I give you a haircut, you live. There's a difference.
This is a question specifically for you, so this is perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Robbie.
And will you get me, what restaurant you ordering from?
I'm kind of exploring my options, but I want a breakfast thing.
Okay, I'd love like a parfait or something, a little yogurt
Okay.
or a smoothie.
Oh, okay. Robbie, do you believe in forgiveness or revenge? If someone does you wrong, do you take the high road or the low road? It's brutal.
Forgiveness or revenge? Both, but I don't, what's the word? I don't perform the revenge. I let
You let God take care of
Hashem
it.
take care of it. I sit back and I try and be patient with it, and I try and believe. And I'll tell you this, I've received some very cathartic revenges. Not to anything I did. I do take the high road because I have to, because when you're a talent or when you have something that people want, they do crazy things, immoral things to try and take. And the truth is, they're just spiraling. They can never have what they don't have. They can only have what they have. And so it is nice to wait and see what happens. To wait.
So you
and
believe
see
in
what
karma?
happens. I don't even know if I believe in karma, but these people getting into their own way.
Yeah.
What it is if a person acts in an immoral way, it eventually bites them. They do this with other people. You know, that it likely isn't just with you that this person either did something bad to you, took something from you, did something. They probably get in their own way eventually by creating just, too many live wires around them that they step into it. You know what I mean? So if you can live as yourself as possible and as clean as possible, you just don't have too many live wires to step on, if that makes sense. And I think that the people listening, Rachel Time's not because she's listening, she's ordering food.
Oh my God, this is taking so long. No one
And
has
then it's like,
anything
you
good.
see how people, I go,
This never
I've
happens.
been so good on giving time to Rachel but she doesn't want the time. You see that she doesn't want the
I
time
do
with
want
you
the
guys.
time.
She's ordering food. She's doing this and that. So it's really crazy. It's
No,
really
this
crazy.
is
You're
just I
seeing that keep it
really
going.
need I really
So yeah,
need
what
to
was the
eat
question? Revenge or forgiveness? Forgiveness, I'm huge on.
veggie sausage. Sounds
Also,
good.
there's almost nothing I don't forgive. You know, a lot of times people talk to me about my father, and I don't have a father. You know, my father was abusive, and he was just horribly abusive to my mother, and he had substance issues and all kinds of other issues, and he's quite erratic in his language. But you know what? This was a man who had 10 kids by the age of, 35, and had no resources. And people go, oh, it's like, I don't hate this man. I totally, he lost everything he had. He lost his kids. He lost everything.
This place only has eggs.
He lives sad. He lives lonely.
Do you want egg? That's
No,
all they
thank
have.
you. An orange juice, something. I'm fine.
Okay, you want orange juice?
Can I talk about my father estranged?
Yeah, I'm giving you orange juice, okay?
And I really I know that some of my siblings are angry and it's fine to be angry. I don't wish ill about this man. I heard he was homeless, living somewhere on the outskirts of Vegas or something. And it's like, I don't think anyone deserves to be homeless. I don't think I don't believe in a punishing. I think he lost. It's the same reason people who commit crimes, I really, and even accidental, especially involuntary manslaughter, they didn't mean to kill someone. They were, I don't think 25
that type
years,
of
after
stuff,
5
it's
years, I
like-
feel like it's enough. It's enough. I don't have that punishing everything.
I agree.
And I really feel, not because I want to forgive and not because I do it, I just naturally am forgiving. But I also require a lot of forgiveness from people. So maybe it's that where I make mistakes so often that when people forgive me, I really appreciate the grace, and I try and give as much grace as I possibly can. And the revenge thing, I'll never exact revenge, but the revenge is these types of people get in their own way, really. Because I know that because when I get in my own way about stuff, It's not anyone else who's going to do something. It's me in my own way, even about my little issues or whatever they are. So if somebody has bigger issues than that and they're hurting people and this and that, believe me, it comes around.
That sounds about right to me. I like to get revenge. I spit in someone's drink once when I was a barista.
Yeah. No, we did fun things. We worked at McDonald's or
You think that's so bad?
no, Kyle pissed in the fry machine. When we worked at McDonald's, we would
I didn't
go
know
out
you worked
to
at
drink.
McDonald's.
Yeah, I worked at McDonald's. We would go out to drink. My shift was 12 to 8.
12 p.m.?
No, yeah, 12 p.m., lunch till 8. So it's like I did the lunch rush, the dinner rush, but I got to sleep in every day.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great shift. I still tell
It's
people
the best
if you're working,
shift.
it's the best shift. Yeah.
Actually, the mid shift is kind of good. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is pretty nice.
No. I don't want 8 a.m.
I do a bit because it'll get me up. I could stay in bed till 2 otherwise.
No.
May God
So
help
I
me.
like, anyway, so 12. But what we would do is then we would go out. Drinks were like, I remember there was one night where it was 25-cent drafts. So the draft cup was like a little tiny water cup, but it was 25 cents. So you'd have like 6 of those. And you're drinking that. You think you're not drinking. You're whacked out. Obviously, I'm like 18, 19 years old here. And we would go and the manager and I were crushing on each other in a very friendly way.
Girl or boy?
Boy. And he was kind of like, he was very short king, shorter than me. Really cutie guy. Great hair. And then a really tall, hot guy was with my best friend.
If he's short, you can jerk him off with your hand and still watch TV over his head.
Well, you thought that would be a huge dunk? What did you think
I'm
that
just
would be?
saying, like, there's something nice about a short king. You didn't like the joke, or you're just like,
No.
oh, okay,
No,
great.
he giggled when I... No.
This is what, it makes me nervous to have a listener in person.
What did
'cause
Tara
I'm like,
say?
She said I'll call her later.
I hope I get to know.
Yeah, I'll tell
Well,
you.
because you're the other... how close to industry people are you? Because we're the closest to each other. Like, I'm not close to a ton of industry. Are you? Like, I'm friendly.
You are?
I am?
Yeah, you're some of your best friends.
Yeah, it's true.
Jesus Christ. All right,
So let me just say, we would go out, and he had the keys to the restaurant. By the way, in my McDonald's training, I remember sitting through the training videos. You have like days and days of watching these like videos made in the 80s.
Yeah.
You're in the stuff, you're in the staff room, and they're like, in the restaurant. And I remember going, "What restaurant?" And then thinking, "Oh yeah, McDonald's is a restaurant." Like I didn't realize that they were referring to the restaurant.
Ugh, the best nights of my life have been at McDonald's.
Yeah,
And
so we
every
would-
Tuesday, my mom would get us McDonald's.
We would open the restaurant at like midnight with all of our friends. Kyle would get. We would.
And
get
when you
with
say
burgers.
restaurant, you mean McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Great.
Yes. We would open it. We would get a batch of fries going hot. And I remember after we finished the fries, and owner was amazing. Our McDonald's franchise was great. Never treated too terribly. He just decided, we were laughing so hard. He pissed in the fry oil. We keep that oil, it's a
Well,
really
it's
heavy
so
oil.
hot, it'll kill the bacteria immediately. But maybe
No,
his
the
urine
next
is what
day
makes the
we knew
fries
we were
yellow.
We were serving all day that we never switched the batch. The lard, you put new lard in. Like
Yeah.
it's like you have a tub this big of lard. I also learned tub of lard. I said, wow, they really do. They're not kidding. It's a real tub of lard. And you take like a shovel-sized scoop and you put it in there. We didn't change the batch. Nothing.
Did you feel guilty serving people?
No,
What
I
if he
loved
had
it.
some sort
No,
of disease?
because the customers were crazy. I got yelled at. I
And this was before tipping culture, no less.
Yeah, there was no tipping. at
Did people
McDonald's.
prank you? Did you do drive-through? I'm so
No,
nice to the
I
drive-through.
didn't do drive-through. And our
sometimes-
McDonald's did not have drive-through.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
There's I love porn.
Yeah.
I've-
What do you think of Yeezy's new porn?
I didn't know he made porn.
Oh, he's starting to make a porn. He's going from church to porn. Yeah,
They're two sides of the
Yeezy is
same
putting
coin.
out exactly.
Listen, though.
Go ahead.
My favorite porn star lives in Canada, and she does this thing where she puts a vibrator in her pants and she goes through the drive-through and tries not to come before she gets to the drive-through. But I'm a little bit like, I don't know if that's nice to the drive-through people.
I don't know that putting a vibrator just in your vagina makes you come. I have to hold it specific spots, move it around. Like it's not just like randomly flopped.
But
there.
some people, I've been with people who can come from just they touch the corner of the
Lying to you,
sofa.
Rachie. Because you have a fragile ego, and you want
Not
to make
when it comes
seem,
to that.
Yeah, you do, exactly. Because you think I make a bitch come, but maybe you're not making a bitch come as much. You think you are.
You could say that about anything, but
No.
the truth is that I am. I've been
No.
no, Robbie.
I'm
Yes,
telling
and
you,
why
it's not
can't
the
you just?
truth. Do you have other questions?
Yeah, there are a couple, but some of these questions are so long, and I'm like, are you guys
Please.
trying to be funny?
They are. They're like you. They learn from you. They learn from you.
Why don't you just stop?
We're leaders. They're taking cues from us. You have to know that. If you're trying to be
You
funny,
are
of course
so
they're
mean
trying
to
be
me.
funny. What do you mean?
All right.
Oh, I'm driving you to the gym. So mean.
No, it's not.
So
it's not
mean.
black and white. It's not
So
black and white
mean.
like that. All right, here's one. I think I feel a similar way about saying, excuse me, I'm solo poly as Robbie does about using they, them pronouns. I'm probably closer to like monogamish, but that word is so dumb. I've never heard it. Why did people have to go and make open relationship words so annoying? Okay, so my question is, what is a non-annoying and maybe even fun and flirty way to say I want to date multiple people in an ongoing way and not end up in an intensely monogamous relation or a 20-person polycule either?
I'm single. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's like
I'm single. That's your non-annoying word.
well, I think it's like if you're trying to date multiple people, you do have to tell them like, look, I'm dating many people. But I think it's like it may not be the words that are annoying, it's the people who claim the words that are annoying. It's not the words. So you just need to find a different way to explain it. Like just find the synonym. I'm single, I'm dating many people, whatever. Right?
Yeah, you're not. By the way, like not wanting to be in a relationship, I just don't understand it, man. I just love being with Gabby. I can't even explain to you. So it's just, I don't know. I think you're missing out. You know what?
Let me say this, just in terms of the way this person's typing. If you're going to say intensely monogamous relation, you're basically already saying solo poly.
What's solo poly?
Solo poly means you are not, like, you're not a partner. You're dating people alone, many people alone. Whereas some people are like, I'm poly and I have a partner. Like open poly is like, I have a partner and I'm also dating many people.
The whole thing is so disgusting and so immature and so it's just, you know what? I am so comfortable not having everything I want. And I've spoken to temptation before. But as a kid, I grew up kosher. And what this did for me was whenever a waft of McDonald's went by me or something I wanted to eat went by me, I would let the temptation roll over me. And then you know what?
But
I was
who's to
satiated
say you
with the food
shouldn't
at home.
indulge? Like
Okay.
that's how you're
But
living.
I'm not. But you know what? You're indulging in longer term things. You're indulging in safety. You're indulging in feeling good in your soul and being home. Real big things. That to me is an indulgence, to be home. And that's what long-term partnership offers you. Now, if you don't like to be home, you like to be lost and backpacking. I never went backpacking. I don't want to be lost in Thailand. It doesn't interest me. Okay, I want to go home and I want to see what's on.
Do you miss having cable or do you have cable?
No, I have every app. I like YouTube TV.
Love YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Do you pay for it?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I pay for YouTube. I don't like
Okay.
the commercials on YouTube. But I have commercials on HBO. It's not that bad because it's like 3 per the episode. And it gives me a chance to get a bowl of cereal to figure out.
Right.
I like to fish. I like to pick up the cat or go find her, harass her, bring her to the couch.
Right.
For the next segment.
Perfect.
So I don't mind those amounts of breaks of TV. I think they're really reasonable on HBO, to be honest.
It's good. It's good. And it also, I think commercials should come back because now our attention spans are so short that actually it's good.
Yeah, it's good. Like, especially you turn on something, you know you're going to have, it counts it down. 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3.
By the way, what
Yeah.
do you think about the TikTok ban? Do you know about this?
No, what happened to the TikTok fan?
What? What I said.
I'm
Do
on-
you know about the TikTok ban?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I think the
TikTok
food
ban?
is here.
Wait, did it, your food is here?
I think so.
Wait, did it
Hello?
actually ban? I have to pee.
Okay, great. I'm gonna come out in a sec. Thank you. He's on a motorcycle. Okay, I just want to apologize, you guys. The truth is, I know I was ordering food. I've been really no, I'm taking responsibility. There's been a lot of work. I've been working a lot. It's hard sometimes, and at the end of the day, I'm just a person, and I'm being brutally emotionally assaulted. So I shut down a little bit, and it's nice for me to just kind of go into the cocoon of my phone and try to collect myself. And I hope you guys can understand. I think Robbie's been doing a fabulous job. I know she repeats herself a lot, so I'm sure something. Anyway, just shout out to the fans. I'm so grateful for all of you. And it's so important to have you guys, etc. And if you're on the fence about joining the Patreon, I would say you should. We're going to try to basically put a bunch of episodes out every week now. Or it's like part 2 episodes, where part 2 of the episode will be on Patreon. So I hope that's a good incentive. And what else can I tell you guys about? I found these Gucci shoes I really want, but they're like half a size too small. And I'm like, should I order them? And then maybe they don't fit, and then I lose having to pay for shipping. Because a lot of companies these days don't refund you for the shipping fee, which is pretty frustrating. Because it's like, well, you're a corporation, and what's the big idea?
Who's this?
I found these pair of Gucci shoes I want.
Oh, yeah.
On the Real. They're so awesome. They're boots. Okay, guys, this has been so fun. Thank you. And it's just one of those weeks, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not one of those weeks for me. I'm always good to you guys. I'm here for you guys.
Okay, see you around.
So now you see that. You see what's happening. She can carry.
I organized this whole episode. I'm trying to get us away from navel gazing and just have segments.
He organized even. I got a message from him. When you guys coming in? He's on top of it.
No.
He's organizing plenty.
Robbie. Okay.
Peace.